Hi, hello guys, it's me again, Peng Peng, and welcome back on my YouTube channel. If you want to know more about US visa related stuff and be updated with the US Embassy Manila travel guidelines updates, this channel is very perfect for you. And oh, by the way, I also make videos of all my interesting experiences here in America as a Filipino immigrant. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to get notified of my new videos. Mwah! Hello guys, it's me again, Peng Peng. In this video, I will discuss to you how to apply for CFO certificate for K-1 visa applicant. So I will discuss the CFO requirements, CFO step-by-step process, CFO interview guide questions, and CFO tips. Okay, so keep watching. So let's talk first about the requirements. What are the requirements when applying for CFO certificate online? Number 1, you need 4 photos together with your fiance. Number 2, you need your Senomar. Number 3, you need a photo of the passport of your petitioner with the stamps from the immigration officer when your fiance visited you here in the Philippines. Okay, that's it. You take a photo. Number 4, proof of address of your petitioner. You can use the bank statement or the billing statement of your petitioner as long as the CFO officer can see the address of your petitioner. And then number 5, you need to search online for Filipino community in your state. So you go to the Facebook, search Filipino community in Wisconsin, and then you screenshot the page and you paste it on the Word, and you will include it for your email later. You send it to the CFO officer assigned to you. And then number 6, you need to also to look for the contact information of the Women's and Children Center near your state. So how can you do that? You need to go to Facebook again, search Women's and Children Center in state of Wisconsin. Like that. Then you screenshot the page. You get also the address and the contact information of that center. Again, number 6, you need the contact information and address of Women's and Children's Center in your state or near your address. Okay, number 7, you need Form I-134 or Affidavit of Support. Number 8, you need your visa. If you are under K-1 visa, you need visa. And number 9, you need your valid ID. The passport, just IS, SSS, those are example of valid IDs. So you have 9 requirements that you need to prepare when you apply for CFO certificate online. So we're done with the requirements. Now let's go for the step-by-step process. So first step in applying for CFO certificate online, you need to register online. I will put all the links on the description box below so that you can check and you can register online. So first step, create an account online, and the cutoff time to create an account is from Monday to Thursday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay, number 2, after you create an account, you will receive an email from CFO. They will assign an officer to you, and there is a contact number of the officer. You call the officer for your scheduled one-on-one counseling with the officer. So number 1, create an account. Number 2, you call your CFO officer assigned to you. the CFO will email back the information of the CFO officer. And then number 3, once after you talk to your CFO officer will instruct you to send the following information. You need to send the photo of your passport, biographic page, and then you also need to send your valid ID and your visa. So you cannot schedule CFO counseling if you don't have a visa. So that's it. Number 3, send the photo of your passport, your valid ID, and the photo of your visa to your CFO officer. Number 4, after you send, your CFO officer will then again message you or email you that you will call her for one-on-one counseling. Okay? So for one-on-one counseling, you do the chikahan with the CFO officer. So the following questions that you need to answer, she asked me during that time. What's the name of my fiance? What's the job of my fiance? In what state he lives? How long did we know each other? How did we know each other? And what do you know about the state of your fiance? And also, how long you've been together? How long did he stayed here in the Philippines when he visited me, something like that. So basically, the question of the CFO officer is just all about you and your fiance. It's like you're answering questions during your interview at the Embassy Manila, like that. So that's number 4, chikahan with a CFO officer. Step 5, you need to send the following documents to your CFO officer. So the following documents that you need to send are 4 photos of you and your fiance together, and then you have photos together, and then Sanumar, and then you need to send a photo of your fiance's passport with stamps from the immigration officer here in the Philippines during his or her visit, and then proof of address of your fiance. 4. So you can send bank statement or billing statement as long as they can see the address of your fiance. And then you need to send the screenshot. A while ago I said it, the screenshot of the Filipino community in your state. So how you do that? You check on Facebook, and also the screenshot of the Women's and Children Center near your address or in your state. So you need to send it to your CFO officer. That is step 5, sending of documents. So you need to, and the last also you need to send a form I-134 or affidavit of support. So you need to send 7. So 1, photos together of your fiance, your Sanumar. You send a picture of the passport of your fiance with the stamps from the immigration officer during his or her visit here in the Philippines, proof of address of your fiance, and a screenshot of the Filipino community near your state or in your address, and a screenshot of the Children and Women's and Children Center in your state or near your address. And number 7 is the form I-134 or affidavit of support. So you need to send the 7 documents to your officer assigned to you. That is step number 5. Okay, so step 6 is after you send that, your officer will email back to you that you need to do the registration online again. So you will need to fill out a form online. So you need a lot information, but all basic information: your name, address, your birthday, passport number, and blah blah blah. So you will make an account. You have to fill out a form. There is a link. The officer will email you with a link where you can register or fill out the online registration form. So after you do the online registration form, you do the online payment. So you can pay online or through the registered bayad center of the CFO office. But I suggest you just pay online because they do real posting. So after you pay online, that is step 7, payment. Online payment, step 7. I will put also the link for the online payment. The payment for the CFO is 527 pesos. So after you do the online payment, you screenshot your receipt and then you email back to your officer. You email the receipt to your officer. And then after you email back the receipt to your officer, after 2 to 3 days, you will receive your CFO certificate. Yay! Yeah, that's it. So you have 8 steps to do the CFO online certificate. Now, I will share some tips for you on how to do the CFO online registration for your certificate. Tip number 1. When the CFO officer call you, you have to be sound, confident, and also smart, because the CFO officer will try to intimidate you. They will ask personal questions. Some people, they experience that the CFO officer asks, did your fiance send money to you? How much? And when you answer 100, the CFO officer will say, oh, that's too small. Other Filipino I interviewed, their fiance sent them 500, 300, something like that. So to cut the story short, if the CFO officer asks, do you receive money from your fiance? Just say no, like that. To stop the conversation, right? No more additional information. You have to be sound, also you know what you're doing, like that. You have to be sound, confident over the phone. Don't get intimidated. That is tip number 1. Tip number 2 is that once you have the visa for K-1 applicant, if you have the visa already, don't wait for 1 week before your flight to apply for CFO certificate. Once you have the visa, you apply right away for CFO certificate. And tip number 3 is that you study the state of your fiance, especially the state laws about women and children protection. The CFO officer will ask you about that, because the main purpose of the CFO is to make sure that the Filipino overseas are in safe hands, right? So study the state of your fiance. Know about the laws and policies about the women's and children protection in your state. That's it. That's my tip for you. Tip number 3. So yeah, I think that's all. That's all for the CFO certificate. If you have any questions, you can comment down below. I will answer your questions, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell button to get notified on my next video. And good luck on your K-1 journey. Bye-bye. Thank you, guys. Mwah.